live. We made it. Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to you. God bless you, man. What's going on, homies? Here we go. I am waiting for some people to join here, and I am blessed to be here. I woke up this morning, man. My ladies surprised me with a beautiful Father's Day card, man. I can't believe it. I must be a father figure to these girls, man. Father's Day card and a beautiful gift, and man, I am extremely blessed, man. We're gonna keep it real right here. We got 9 people in the live. Hit the like button. We'll get right into it. I got a bunch of stuff to cover. I can answer questions right here, right in front of your eyes, homie, if you want to ask questions. And I also have a bunch of questions here that have been asked to me. What's up, James? What's up, Rudy? What's up, Samuel? God bless you. So I could start here. If you guys want to ask questions, man, you can go. Feel free to ask your questions, and I'll try and get to as many as I can. So here we go, man. I'm gonna get you're gonna see I'm gonna get fired up as we go, homie, as we move forward. What's going on? Happy Father's Day to everybody, man. Hey, man, Joseph, everything's good, man. So it says, what training split would you recommend? And that was the first question. So I went on Instagram and YouTube, and I told people to ask questions, and then I would get to it. Somebody asked here, when did you realize that you stayed away from God and that you needed his guidance to get sober? So that's a good first question here. Someone just asked me. What's up, drug-free Dansby, Carl? So it's not so much that I realized that I was away from God. It was more that I realized that I was done for good with getting high. I was done. I knew in my heart, you know, a lot of people talk about one day at a time. People take things from AA and they twist the meaning and they run with it. I was done for good, not one day at a time. See, when we say one day at a time, we're giving our brain a reason, and we're giving our disease a back door to say, well, I won't get high today, but maybe tomorrow. I wouldn't have sat there with my dad and made amends to him if I thought there was a chance I'd ever have to make amends to my dad again. We don't make amends to people if we think we'd ever have to do that again. So that's proof right there that it's okay to say you're done for good, not one day at a time. One day at a time has a certain meaning, but people take it and twist it. So I knew I was done for good, and I was willing to do whatever it takes. Those are the 2 things I need to get sober. And it's not that I knew I needed God, it's I knew I needed the 12 steps. I knew the 12 steps worked. And somebody offered to sponsor me. I didn't even have to ask. And he told me, this is what you do, you know, and he took me through the steps. And the steps were about building a relationship with God. So it wasn't that I knew I needed God, it's I knew I needed the steps. And that's what the steps did for me. You know, so I always say, you know, God brought me to AA so AA could bring me closer to God. You know, I always say that. So look, man, so yeah, what training split would you recommend? So I don't recommend any training split. What I always recommend to people is you find whatever split you enjoy, and whatever split makes it so you enjoy doing it, so you don't freaking fall off. Not falling off is the key. Consistency is the key. I'm a big believer. You'll make gains no matter what split you're doing. I don't care if you're training 3 days a week, 4 days a week, 5 days a week. Whatever split you want to do that you enjoy doing, if the training's proper, the rest is proper, the nutrition's proper, the spirituality's proper, you're going to make gains in that split. You want to do back and buys, chest and tries, you want to do a bro split like me, you want to do freaking shoulders and arms here, you want to do push pull, whatever the heck you want to do, so you enjoy doing it, so you don't freaking fall off. That's the split I recommend doing. So try different split. You could train for 90 days, take 10 days off like I do, stim break, rest week, and then freaking try a different split. See how it feels. Switch it up. I love switching it up. So there's no specific split I recommend. I enjoy the bro split because I like torching down the muscle, doing the high volume, going in there, not too much thinking. I know what muscle group I'm hitting, and I go to town, man. You know, that's what I do. Manako will be here tomorrow. Can't wait. God bless you. Oh, man. I can't wait, Jason, to hear what you think of it. So that's the split I recommend. Whatever split you can do that makes it so you don't freaking fall off, that's the split for you. How did you do so many reviews in 3 to 4 years? This is from my homie, Drug-Free Dansby. And if you haven't subscribed to his channel, the time is now, homie. He's a solid homie, a friend of mine. And he's doing reviews on supplements. Look up Drug-Free Dansby. Solid dude. So how did I do so many reviews in 3 to 4 years? Well, my answer to that is I'm an addict, homie. I put my heart and soul in everything I do. I don't know, man. The video, you know, I've done about 1,700 videos now, and I usually have a video, I'd say, every day. I definitely post like 6 days a week, usually, plus live on Saturday. I miss here and there, but and I'm trying to do less now. I guess once I got it started with having supplements that I reviewed, then I wrote a custom letter when I first started, and I copied and pasted it to about probably 1,000 supplement companies. I hit their email and their Instagram, a click and paste letter. It said something like, my name is Ari, Garage Gym Homie is my YouTube channel. Here's a link to it. I just started conducting supplement reviews. I love your products. I believe they're awesome, something like that. And I would love to review and hopefully help promote them on my channel. And I just freaking blasted that hitter to 1,000 companies, man, and got me started. Enough people were kind enough to start, and I just accepted everything, homie. I freaking didn't care. I'd review hemp protein powder, freaking stuff I would never accept today, homie. Stuff I would never accept today, and I just got traction. Now, every day I go to the freaking mailbox and I don't have a supplement waiting there. It's a win to me because I get to catch up, you know, and keep it low. I don't want to have a lot of stuff to review. I want to make other kinds of content, so I'm trying to do less supplement reviews. And I've been saying this for like 3 years now, homie, that I want to do less. But the subs just keep freaking coming, dude, and they keep building up. And I feel this overwhelming, I don't want to say pressure, homie, because I'm the one around here who does the pressuring. But I feel this, this almost this OCD thing. I keep a list of all the stuff I have to review, and I try and review it in order as it comes in, except I'll prioritize like hot things. You know, if there's like a hot drop from a company, I'll put that up, you know. Like if a Dark Labs pre comes out, man, I want to freaking, you know, that's my homie and I love the stuff and I know it's going to be a hot item. I want to review it right away, you know, something like that. So, you know, and I see your question. I'm going to answer them. So yeah, I'm trying to accept less stuff, keep my circle tight. Like I'm at the point now where it's almost like if it ain't NutriCartel, if it ain't Dark Labs, like I'm almost not even accepting it, homie. Like if NutriCartel don't carry it and it's not Dark Labs, like I don't even want it. Like I'm at the point now where really like if I see a supplement that I think looks appealing, I'm gonna see if Jake from NutriCartel will get it. And that way I could at least give the viewers like a place to get it if they want. But I don't want 1,000 affiliates. I don't want 1,000 people, websites I'm sending people to buy. I want to keep a real tight circle. And, you know, speaking of NutriCartel, dog, there you are, man. Look at that. I'm talking about you right now. I want to keep a real tight circle, man. I'm really at the point now where I'm pretty much dealing with NutriCartel and Dark Labs, and I talk to a ton of supplement companies here and there, but at the end of the day, man, they're like, those are the two that are carrying it. So yeah, man, so I don't know if that answered your question, but the answer is I did so many reviews in 3 to 4 years because I'm a freaking addict, homie, and that's why my channel has more views and more right now, like, more traction, you know, than it ever did. You know, it is kind of where it's at, and it's growing the way it is because I freaking put my heart and soul into it, dude, and I keep it 100, and I give people, dude, I don't hide things in my life, man, and I talk about everything. Oh, you got me a drink. You're so kind. I love you. You're amazing. Thank you. Look at you. The best in the business. I'm so blessed. So, yeah, so this is what we're saying. Happy Father's Day to you homies, man. Okay, so listen, man. Manako is amazing. Pina colada. I'm so glad you like that, man. So I'm going to switch between the questions I have and some of these. So what I got here is, any advice for arms? My biceps will not grow, and I hit them twice a week, age 37. I don't know how you're hitting them, man. I hit 20 sets for my biceps, man. I torch them suckers down, man. And you got to be eating and hitting, growing your arms is not just about hitting your biceps. I mean, it's about everything, man. Every muscle, the whole bodybuilding experience is going to grow the rest of them. You hit legs, you're going to grow your arms. I know that sounds crazy, but everything complements each other. When you build up, you know, everything else, especially your leg, the tree trunks, everything else, man, hitting arms doesn't come from just hitting arms. You know, it comes from hitting back, hitting shoulders, hitting chest. It's everything. It's all about consistency, man, and those arms will grow. And so I don't know how long you've been at it. There needs to be a lot of information here, but, you know, rest and recover. There's so many pieces to the puzzle. So it's not just about hitting arms. So yeah, so let's see. Have you reviewed NutriFit Symbio? Yeah, it was in my top pre-workout list this year. What's one of the best pump supplements? So I'm going to tell you guys something, man. One of the best huge supplements, Magnify, Insane Labs, Bloodbath. Freaking, it depends if you want just straight up pumps or you want the whole stim free experience, Vasomax, whatever. I got a special announcement coming tomorrow, and I can't wait to announce it tomorrow at noon, man, on YouTube and Instagram. I cannot wait to announce this, man. This is going to be great. Any good test products? I know you don't really do those. However, can you recommend? The only two I'd recommend to you are Extremist Cartel Macho and Dark Labs Raptor. And I'm not recommending them because I'm telling you they work, because I really don't have a freaking clue. I'm recommending it to you because I trust those companies. So if any would work, it would be those. I'm not saying they do. I'm not saying I recommend them. I'm saying, if you ask, those are the only two I'd mess with right now. I don't know about any others. So I would, those, if you insist on a test product, those are the two. I don't know if test products do a dang thing for testosterone. So I don't ever freaking, you know, you got to be a freak. What up, my G? Manako tomorrow. I love that, man. So let's see here. Been 2 months since I seen you. You look more. Thank you, man. I'm sure I weighed in at 171.8 pounds yesterday, man. Someone said, who said this, man? Someone said, are you natty? I think they retracted it or something. I'm on TRT, so no, I'm not natty. Let's see your sad news in the body. I saw that. Psychotic saw a 2024 hitter, homie. Yeah, it's a great pre-workout. I love it. Okay, here we go. Manako pre-workout versus El Jefe or Crack Gold. The answer is Manako, homie. It's got my freaking name on it. End of story. No, they're all great pre-workouts. Manako has the least negative side effects for a DMHA pre-workout. It's extremely clean. El Jefe is better if you don't want to illicit pre-workout, and Crack Gold is freaking king, you know, but it comes with, you know, some negative side effects, but it's freaking king. I mean, they're all great pre-workouts. How do you deal with feeling content? That's a great question. Hold on, man. Let me take a sip here. Let me just drink a little for you. Oh my freaking God. Hot as heck. Holy. What's wrong with her? Oh my gosh. Trying to kill me on Father's Day. Okay. Oh. How do you deal with. She's like the. Oh my God. All right, let's see here. How do you deal with feeling content? That's a great question. And I'm going to tell you this answer. And some of you might not like this, man. It's the same as I always talk about. Mental health, feeling content, feeling happy. People who I know, including myself, who are truly happy, never are thinking about their own happiness. They're never freaking... I don't know one happy person who ever thinks, how happy am I? They're never evaluating their own happiness because it's too much self. They're thinking about other people. They're focusing on their passions in life, their projects, things that excite them. They're focused on what they can do for other people's happiness, for other people's contentment. I don't know one mentally healthy person who ever talks about mental health. I'm going to tell you right now. You might say I'm freaking wrong, but this is my experience and this is my channel, homie, and this is my live stream, and this is my life. Homie! But I'm going to tell you right now, I've never met anybody who I've always heard who says, I'm focusing on my mental health. I'm talking about mental health. I'm doing this. They're never mentally healthy because they're thinking about themselves too much. That's the answer right there. So how do I deal with feeling content? I don't even know because I don't think about being content. It's not something, it's a great question, and I hope this answers it and helps you. It's not part of my life, thinking about feeling, I just am content. I am. It's what I am. I am happy. I am blessed. I feel amazing, but it's not because I focus on it. It's because I'm not focusing on it. I'm thinking about everything else besides how I feel, if that makes sense to you. And I hope you guys are feeling it. I hope you don't feel like, oh, he's talking down to people who focus on mental health or so. I'm not. I hope you find your way. But everybody who I know who's always talking about how happy, you know, I'm not that happy, or I want to be happy, or this and that. I say, well, do you think about other people's happiness? Do you think about, have you thought about, they're like, one guy I was in jail with, he was saying, man, I pray for happiness all the time and I'm still not happy. I said, have you considered praying for somebody else's happiness? When we think about others, when we think about being a light to the world, how we can be helpful to people. I have a YouTube channel where I focus on motivating others or helping addicts and alcoholics, or I spend my life, fired up about getting other people fired up. God takes care of me, man. I'm just content. I don't think about it, but since you asked how do I deal with feeling content, I thought, am I content? Of course I'm content. I have a better life than I could have ever imagined. All I wanted was to be sober. I didn't realize life could be this beautiful. I just wanted to get the monkey off my back with heroin addiction. So if you're not feeling content, you're probably thinking about yourself. That's why I always say therapy is a real slippery slope, because most people in therapy could really, it's almost not helping them, because it's just another hour that they could sit there and talk about themselves. It's so much self. And I'm not saying therapy is all nonsense. I think a big part of the industry is a problem, and most of it's nonsense, and there's very few good therapists. But most people in therapy could really benefit from not talking about themselves so freaking much. And think about somebody else. Maybe a good therapist will point that out. My own mental health took a plummet after taking D-ball and tests. I got amazing results, which made me happy, but off cycle. So that's drug-induced stuff. I mean, yeah, I get it. So I hope that answers the question about feeling content. It's not something I think about. It's not part of my life. I don't evaluate how happy I am or how anything. It's just not part. God is so powerful, man, that when I spend my life guiding other people through the 12 steps and thinking about and I'm no saint, dude. I freaking fall short. I get angry. I live in fear sometimes, man. I got to treat my head too. It's crazy. But those are single events that come up. It's not an overall, it's never an, like, I get selfish. I've been dishonest in sobriety. I've done a lot of stuff, you know, but it's not an overall, at the end of the day, I might have something I'm in fear about, but at the end of the day, I know my life is beautiful, you know, and you look like a Pixar character. God bless. Thank you for that. Okay. That's a very nice thing to say. I appreciate that. I love you. God bless you too. Can you share your nutritional plans for when you're bulking, cutting, or maintaining? Okay. So, this is what I'm going to say, man. Alex, what up, my G? Happy Father's Day. So, what up, Craig? What up? It's Garage Gym, homie. All right, man. So this is what I'm going to say. My cup is from an ex-girlfriend, and it says, "You're the UMP to my coffee. Life is so much sweeter with you." It says, "You're the UMP to my coffee." So UMP is a protein powder by Beverly International, and they make like a bunch of vanilla, chocolate, graham cracker. I used to only use Beverly International supplements long before I started the channel and knew that there were other companies way better. And so my ex-girlfriend, because I used to make my high stim Saturday used to be a cup of cold brew coffee, and sometimes I would throw some UMP in there and shake it up to get some protein, and it would sweeten the coffee. So she made me this Yeti that said, "You're the UMP to my coffee. Life is so much sweeter with you." So just to explain it. So this is about a supplement. So Wojciech, what up, man? Dark Labs in the house, homie. Dark Labs is here. The king is here, man. I love it. And I was telling him, man, we got a big announcement coming up tomorrow, and tomorrow at noon. I hope the people are excited for this announcement, because I am. And if I'm excited, that means you should be excited, homie. All right, man. So it says, can you share your nutritional plans for when you're bulking, cutting, or maintaining? You know, it's interesting. So when I don't do what a lot of people consider a bulk. For me, a bulk is like 3,000 calories a day. Love you too, brother, for real. Favorite Transparent Labs hydrate flavors. The Arctic is been the best so far. I'm on the lemon lime now, and those are the only two I've tried. I have the fruit punch. I haven't opened it yet. The Arctic Glacier, or whatever the heck it's called, Arctic Freeze, is the best. What I was going to say is my bulking is like 3,000 calories. You know, I stay with a 6-pack, 8-pack all year round. I like to keep it tight all year round. The only reason I bulk is just to really try and put on a little muscle. I don't really care that much. It's more just to feel better. So my workouts are better. I feel more strength. I feel, you know, I just feel better. And, you know what? I'm going to chug this water here in front of you. And so I try and keep it tight year round. Maintaining, I'm either kind of doing that bulk with like 3,000 calories, or I'm trying to like kind of shred it down like I am now. I'm at like 1,800, and I think calorie counting is kind of, I'm just giving you an idea of where I'm at. I count macros more than calories. And I'm at like 1,800 right now, and I'm losing, at least a half a pound a week. I'm down to 171.8. I'm trying to just do a steady loss and see how I look under 170. And I'm pretty shredded down right now for me. So I just do small tweaks, man. When I start, I just lower it. If I'm at 2,500 calories and that's like maintaining for me about there, there's a lot of factors that change. I'll take it down to 23, 22, 21, see how I respond. So I don't do like huge jumps or anything, slow and steady. So we got some questions here. Less God equals more unhappiness. That's correct. Little protein in the pre isn't a bad idea. Pineapple, panda protein, and Manako. You've thrown protein in Manako. I ordered 2 tubs of Manako and I loved it. I only have 1 small feedback. How come no estrogen or black pepper for absorption? Did it need it? I mean, my question is, was there a reason to have it? We had 7 ingredients. I never thought it needed it. I don't think Dark Labs did either, or else he would have put it in. I think you'll see some estrogen soon, homie. Don't worry. By the way, I'm addicted to the high of Manako. You did a great job. Been tasting it past week. Got me flying. Everyone loves it, man. I appreciate that. Looking forward to the announcement. I'm guessing it's a pump product. I'd love to see a sleep product, especially since Dark Labs doesn't have one. God bless. I appreciate that, man. 130 pounds is a great loss. Okay, let's keep it going. Meal prep hacks. Okay. Woo! Gotta get that water in, homies. I am Jewish, but I love my Christian brothers, man. I walk this spiritual path with all of you, but I am Jewish. Have to get the water in, homie. Okay. This is nothing to me, man. I drink these all day. All right, let's talk about this, man. So meal prep hacks, somebody asked for. The answer to that, clean as you go. Always clean as you go. This is my meal prep hack, man. You do it every freaking week at the exact same freaking time where you don't think about it. I wake up every Saturday morning and I freaking prep. It's just what I do. It's ingrained in me. I've meal prepped for 10 years without falling off. It's not an option. It's not a when am I going to do it. It's I do it at that time. The same as when I freaking work out. There's no thinking about it. When am I going to prep? I go shopping Friday. Okay, here's what I do. I make my grocery list Friday morning. It's on my freaking iPhone to-do list. Make grocery list, it says, on my iPhone every Friday morning. I mean, I got the freaking receipts to prove it. I'm sure you believe me, but I'm just telling you, every Friday right here, make grocery list. Then grocery shop. Friday after work, I grocery shop after I make my grocery list. Friday evening, after I grocery shop, it says make meal plan for the week. So I go in MyFitnessPal on Friday night after I've grocery shopped, and I log for the next week. For Monday, I start, and then I can just copy each day because it's going to be the same for the whole week. And I make my meal plan, and I see this is how many calories, my macro, this is what I'm eating this week. Get it all done. So the plan is all there for me right in front of me Saturday morning when I wake up to prep. Am I the only one who doesn't eat before a shower so I don't look fat? Eat before a shower. Yes, you're the only one. Maybe not the only one, but the only one between me and you. Let's get this dang muscle or else I'll slap you. What up? Love you guys, man. So my favorite breakfast meal. I love omelets, and I would go to the Cheesecake Factory and get an omelet and some breakfast potatoes. They have the best breakfast potatoes. And then me and Stephanie split the cinnamon roll pancakes at the Cheesecake Factory. It's my favorite breakfast meal ever. They have the best omelets. I add chicken in there with cheddar cheese, side of the breakfast potato and some bacon, and then we split the cinnamon roll pancakes, man. That's my favorite freaking breakfast. If you're talking about clean eating, I just like some oatmeal and some protein powder in there and 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, man, and some berries or something, man, or not even that. I keep it clean with that. But that Cheesecake Factory, man, with those cinnamon roll pancakes are fire. So yeah, so let's see here. What phone case you rocking? Like it's a UAG. It's real nice. It is good. Thank you. Do you practice the Jewish religion heavily? Not heavily enough. I always fall short, and I could definitely get tighter, but I do practice it, and I observe the high holy holidays, and bro never skip needle day. Very, very edgy comment, man. Wow, that is really edgy. You gotta have someone negative, you know? Thoughts on artificial sweeteners and pre-workouts. Here's my thoughts on artificial sweeteners and pre-workouts. I have not been presented with any proof. Now, this is my true, honest thoughts that I should not ever consume artificial sweeteners. I have never seen any kind of evidence that says 100% stay away from artificial sweeteners. However, let's be honest, they're called artificial. So if it came out one day that somebody said, these are cancer causing or these are bad for you, would I be surprised? No. Come on, I would not be surprised. I don't steer away from them. I don't avoid them, obviously. I use them in the protein powders and the supplements. Any chance I get where I can get a supplement without artificial sweeteners, it's a win to me. I mean, obviously, I would rather not have them. And if everybody started making pre-workouts that tasted nastier, because they figured out that, let's say they decide to use natural sweeteners, I would be glad to drink nastier pre-workouts to not have something artificial. That's my thoughts on it. But I use artificial sweeteners in the pre-workouts and stuff. Like, I stopped using artificial sweeteners for my food and stuff like that, like the G. Hughes sauce and all that. I have like a Primal Kitchen that uses no artificial sweeteners. So I try and practice balance, dude. Like, I admit I use them, obviously. Would I rather not? Sure, I'd rather use all natural. I mean, that's me. So those are my thoughts on it. I'm not caught up on it. That's what I'm trying to say. What happens to you eat 30 whole eggs in a day? I've never done that. The most I eat at a time is like 3 in an omelet. Cheesecake Factory is good. What happened to the freestyle? I gotta keep going with this. Why don't you believe in Jesus Christ? The Jewish religion that I have been raised and born into does not worship Jesus Christ. It worships God, and it's the God of my understanding, and the 12 steps tell me to have a God of my understanding, and I've created my own relationship with God that I believe in my heart is one God, and I believe that my Christian brothers and sisters who worship Jesus Christ are on the spiritual path with me, and I respect Jesus Christ, and I'll never speak ill about people who worship Jesus Christ because I think it's a beautiful thing, and I love the idea of Jesus Christ. I don't personally worship Jesus, and I'm not going to debate it with you, homie. That's why I don't believe in Jesus Christ. It's not something I was raised with, and it's not something that I feel is missing from my life, and it's not something that I don't know. It's just not part of my spiritual journey. Jesus Christ. It's not in the first books of the. It's not in the Torah, and I believe, and Jews believe in the Torah. That's why. So there we go. We know this guy is on roids with all that muscle. Such a joke. Okay. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you being on the live. Just want to stop. Wish you happy Father's Day to you. People all eat all this trash like fast foods and other crap, and they worried about artificial sweeteners. That's a good point. It's hard to pick and choose. Jesus is God, home. Please at least try it. Dude, do not come on here and tell me. I don't want to get into this about Jesus Christ, man. I just said I respect the people. Thank you. Okay. Any must-gets in your rotation other than pre-workouts? Need some suggestions. Check out Extremist Cartel new protein, man. Check that out. So let's see here. You can't. All right. No need for negativity. Haters gonna hate. Free Palestine. All right, man. You guys are coming here with a lot of stuff. Free Palestine, Jesus Christ. God bless all of you, man. I'm trying to bring people together, not separate people. That's I'm trying to talk about God and bodybuilding and spirituality and good stuff, not politics, homie. I don't want to talk about politics. So, are you going to take now or in the future steroids or things like that? I'm on TRT, testosterone cypionate, so I'm pretty much, that is a steroid, I would say. And I would never take anything besides that. It does everything I want it to do, and I've been in it for over 8 years now. I just stay on it consistently, and I've been on it for a while. I've thought about getting off it and seeing how I'd respond, but I'd probably go right back to having low T. So no, I'll never do anything besides that, and I'm good with that. So how much water? I drink 5. Somebody said, how much water do you drink a day? I drink 5 of these. 5 of these a day. These are Psychopharma bottles. I drink about 1.5 gallons a day of water, and that includes my protein shake and stuff. So yeah, that Extremist does look good. What's a great exercise for forearms? I don't hit forearms anymore. I don't hit forearms anymore, like separately. I used to at the gym. But a good exercise is, I used to take the bar. I'll show you right now. I used to take the barbell with like 25s on each side, 25-pound plates, and I'd put it behind me, and I would have the bar slide down my hands and then curl it up and get a really good squeeze in the forearm. And I would do like 5 or 8 sets of that, probably about 8 sets, and you just let it slide right down the back, squeeze it up, and get that good squeeze. You'll feel it in your forearms, really good right there. That's a really good one. I like that. Let's see here. Great exercise. Appears we have a lot of Nutrix has a new version of the pre. I haven't seen that. Those muscles won't help you in a fight, dog. Okay. we're are we fighting now? I hate fighting. So is that what we're doing here now? We're fighting. The bigger you get, the more you have to maintain for the rest of your life. Recreate the Drake League. Any tip for mean upper back and trapezius muscle? It's just consistency with the full back workout and different. Uh, yeah, those muscles won't help you in a fight. How's the new crack barbarian? I haven't tried it, but I have personally heard that it's freaking awesome. Uh, I heard it's awesome, man. And so yeah, my name is Brielle. Can you say hi to me? Thank you for the subscription. God bless you. Okay, what is your opinion on glucose disposal agent products? So I don't use, those are not products I would ever use. You know, supplements are for something you're lacking, you know, so I don't see a reason on why I would use, for me to, supplements like that are supposed to be for something you're lacking. I mean, supplements in general really are to supplement. They're to supplement something you're, you know, depleted on or missing, or, you know, something you need. And, you know, like, I just don't, I don't think they're going to do much, man. I have very little stock in glucose disposal agents, that they do a dang thing. I have very little stock in natural muscle builders or test booster. Like, I don't see, there's a lot of extras in the supplement industry, so I'm not sure. There might be a time and a place for GDAs, but it's not something, you know, like I would ever mess with. Do you know that the new batch of crack gold is legit? I heard it's great. It wasn't legit. I've never heard of any batch that wasn't legit, but I haven't tried every batch, but I've heard it was great. I mean, Somatomax is a hitter. You ever felt on... Homie, thank you for the Mother Bucker review. I really like it. A daily It's a Stim Junkie daily. It's a Stim Junkie daily. Top 5 supplement companies right now. That's a very good question. And these are obviously my personal hitters. You know, for a top 5, I'll have to think of it. I'd say Dark Labs, Extremists, I really love. They just have, both of those companies have just so many different products that I love. Panda Sups is a great brand. Transparent Labs is an incredible brand. That's 4 right there. The 5th one, I don't know, man, like Apollin's a great brand. They have a huge line of supplements and huge supplements. Huge supplements is good. A lot of, I mean, those are all great brands, you know. There you go. So, yeah, appreciate that. How is shredding going? Shredding's going great. I'm seeing steady progress. Getting down to anything new with Ninja coming out anytime soon. Not that I've heard of. Shredding's going good. I'm losing about a half a pound to almost a pound a week, and it's hard to do. I'm working my little nuts off, man. Freaking up in the cardio. Been really pushing it, and every week I've seen a little bit of progress for the last probably 6 weeks or whatever, and I feel really more than 6 weeks since April started, and I'm feeling good about it. I started at 180 pounds. I'm now at 171.8, so I've definitely been losing, and we'll see. Forearms, some say it's unnecessary. Do you add them in the regimen or depend on normal workouts? It's necessary if you want it. If you want to do it, it's good. God and Jesus isn't happy with you, at least. I don't know who you're talking to, homie. 5 out of 5. What's a 5x5, buddy? I don't. Total War Black Ops gave me death hype, as you said. Yeah, it was freaking. That one's serious. A serious slapper. So yeah, so I don't know if they're necessary. What I would say is they are. If you want to hit them, you could throw in 4 or 8 sets at the end of your workout, and if not, I think you'll build them up by hitting everything else. I don't isolate forearms anymore. I think everything else I do kind of builds them up, so I don't do anything once in a great every 6 months or something. I'll be like, let's hit some forearms. I've been watching your content for a minute. Your dedication from getting that dang muscle to your sleep routine and meal preps are very. I appreciate that, man. You know, God gives me the discipline to do that because on my own, I'm very undisciplined. So that power comes from living a spiritual life, and the more spiritual I get, the easier that discipline comes. And I thrive on routine and structure, man. I'm an undisciplined, unstructured dude, and I find that that spirituality, man, has been key to me. I'd be screwed, man, without it, you know. So I buy all my pre-workouts based on your videos. Thank you so much, man. Aaron, what's up? So here we go. Demonio 2 pills versus 4 pills experience. Never used 2 pills. I've only used 4 pills, and it's a freaking fire fat burner. At 4 pills, it's perfect. The freaking feeling you get, the energy, the fat burning, you know, you feel the boost in your some thermogenic hit, the mood, the focus, everything's beautiful. What's going on? Are you laying out? Huh? You laying out? Oh, nice. Thoughts on Araya by extremists, and is it worth it? So my thoughts on Araya by extremists, my honest thoughts are, I'm not a big fan anymore of doing what do you call it? Like mad scientists stacking single ingredients, all that stuff. I've kind of sworn it off. I feel like for me, it's like if I take a pre-workout and it doesn't have Araya, it's just probably not supposed. They didn't make it. They made it so it's not supposed to have Araya. So like I'm not adding and all that. So I stay away from that. It's definitely worth it if you want Araya genesis. It's as clean a Araya freaking that I've ever had. I mean, it's freaking awesome. It was super effective. It was a great supplement to review. It's fun to use. It's fun to throw on stuff. It's a good freaking time, homie. So definitely no reason not to get it unless you're like me, where you're just like, you know what? Like, I like the products. If I'm reviewing something, any pre-workout I'm taking now that's not already in my freaking top 14 right here. I have 14 right now put away. Anything else, I'm just taking to review. So it doesn't make sense for me to throw Araya or Alpha Yo on it, because then I can't give an accurate review. So I'm just taking it as is. Legit Pre. What Dark Labs product is it stronger and weaker than? I took Legit Pre yesterday, and it's like as strong as Barbarian. It's as strong as, I don't know, similar to like Crack OG, really. It was freaking great. It's as strong as any of them. It was a great freaking pre-workout. It hits perfectly. It's a great one. I think it's as strong as any of them. Someone said, where can I buy the best fat burner? I don't really use terms like best so much. I don't believe there's a best fat burner. It kind of depends what you're looking for in a fat burner. Some of my favorites are Hero Lean is a great one. If you want the DMHA, it's really the only one that I would, if anybody said I want a DMHA fat burner, the only one I would think of right now is Hero Lean to recommend. Besides that, Hydroxy Elite or Oxy Elite Pro, and Arsonist by Condemn Labs, but that's a little smooth for me. Hero Lean's the number one. Illicit, if you want non-illicit, Far Beyond Driven, Metabolic Synergex, Demonio, and Oxymax by Performix Labs. Hey, Gemma. Let's see. Superhuman Burn is a good fat burner with the pre. I'm done with Alpha Lion products. Maybe that product's still good. I haven't used it in a while. They've reformulated. Yeah, I've reviewed Mesomorph twice. They've reformulated all their products, Alpha Lion, besides their protein, for the worse. They've taken out any freaking good ingredients. They've dumbed it down totally for the masses, and I don't like the direction they're going in, and not supporting them anymore. Their superhuman, superhuman pump doesn't even pump the same. Everything has been changed, and you won't see them on my top lists anymore. I ain't going for the ride with them, homies. Not going for the ride with them. Sorry, Alpha Lion. Happy Father's Day, Donald J. Trump. Psilocybin versus coffee. I don't know if that's a question. You get Far Beyond Driven, NutriCartel.com, discount code GGH15, or Psychopharma.com, code GGH20, I think gives you 20% off. Throwing down Manako right now. Wow, that is awesome. So which is a good one? I don't know. I just named like 5 good ones. So how do I grow biceps without gear? I'd hit like 20 sets for those hitters, man. A mix of dumbbell, barbell, cables, body weight, all sorts of stuff, consistency. Put tension on those dang muscles and eat so they grow, and everything else will grow those biceps up, man. I'm 37 years old, and I will be 38 July 12th. Here we go. Best way to take a tolerance break from caffeine and how long? So the best way that I have found, and I do this 4 times, is there any pre with DMHA? There's a ton of them. Ton of pre's with DMHA. You can get mine, Manako. You get it from the Dark Lab site with discount code GGH10. Thank you for the sub, man. I appreciate that. God bless you. Some of these illicit pre-workouts taste so bad, I hold my nose to get it down. Hey, man, the worse it tastes, the better it's going to freaking hit, man. Embrace that pain. You drink it for 2 seconds, you get down to the dance floor, and you start pumping some freaking iron, man. We're not that soft. And bodybuilders don't have taste buds, homie. I'm going to tell you right now. You take a freaking pre-workout, if that's so bad, I'd hate to see what your meal prep looks like, man. We got to eating clean doesn't always taste the best, man. You know, sometimes it's bland, sometimes it's, it's boring, sometimes it's this. We drink it and we get down. No, but for real though, some pre-workouts don't taste great, but that's okay. Manako is bomb diggity. My G also, thank you. Thoughts on high intensity training, heavy duty style training, Mike Menser, Dorian Yates. If you enjoy it, if it works for you, I'm sure high intensity HIIT training, I don't know what you mean by that. Manako is like a horny, like a crazy maniac. When I used to do crystal meth on the street in LA, when I went to prison, the Southsiders, man, the Mexicans would say to me, when I told them that I did crystal out there and heroin, they'd be like, "Oh, you were a freaking maniaco, huh?" That's where I got it, and that's where I got it. Hey, man, YouTube changed so much. What in the YouTube short live is this? Nah, for real. Came here for the support. I appreciate the support, man. I appreciate that. So the best way to take a tolerance break from caffeine. So what I do 4 times a year is I write it on the calendar. I freaking write it on the calendar for the whole year. I train for January, February, March. The last week of March, for 10 days, sometimes up to 2 weeks, I write it rest from training, start training. And I freaking have it in black and white on the calendar, so my freaking crazy head doesn't try and talk me out of it. My head does not want me to rest from stimulants and caffeine and taking a break. I write it down. Then I train April, May, June. Last week of June, I do the same. It turns out to be 10 days. I'm getting ready. This is my last week of training, and then you'll see I'm off. I'll probably do a live meal prep and stuff while I do that. Then April, July, August, September, October, November, December. I train in quarters. So the same time I take a rest week from stimulants is the same time I take a rest week from training too. That way I don't have to feel like I'm training while I'm freaking withdrawing. And I just stop cold turkey. I don't freaking you can lower it down leading up to it to mitigate withdrawal symptoms and stuff. I get withdrawal symptoms, but I don't do that. I stop cold turkey, end of freaking story, and I suffer for freaking 10 days, and I'm not training though. So I get to come home from work, rest, relax. I get to sleep in a little in the morning while my brain heals up. I go 10 days. Is it long enough to reset my tolerance? I'm not going to pretend it is. 10 days is not long enough. But it is long enough where after, like, on day 6 of my stim break, I always have this great natural energy where I'm like, man, I shouldn't even freaking go back, man. But, you know, the pre-workouts are calling, man. The reviews are calling, man. And I go back. But, I mean, for a real break, I mean, you need a good month or whatever to totally reset, but there's nothing wrong with having a tolerance. You know, people forget the word tolerance has a negative connotation. Oh, you have a tolerance to pre-workouts. You should be able to tolerate them to an extent. I mean, to have no tolerance means you can't tolerate it, and you don't want to not tolerate it. You want to have some tolerance so it's enjoyable, you know, so you can tolerate it. So having some tolerance isn't necessarily a negative thing. Keep in mind, you know, some tolerance to products is good. You don't want to have negative experience with it because you couldn't tolerate something you're taking. You want to tolerate it. So I'm just reminding people, sometimes we throw these words around and they have a negative connotation. Thoughts on Animal Pack? I don't know anything about it, man. Is that the vitamin pack? I know the company Animal. Is vegan good for gains? I don't know, man. I mean, I eat animal products, and it feels like I don't really have the answer for that, like whether humans are meant to eat animal products. I'm inclined to think yes. I mean, I could picture like cavemen fishing and getting fish and do it, you know, it just seems right, but I don't really know. But, you know, it's like, I think if you're if you are vegan, I think you can make gains. I think it's, you know, the amino acid profiles and stuff from animal proteins, it's much better, it's much easier. And I don't see, you know, any reason for me personally to steer away from it. It's between you and God. But I don't know. I think you can make gains on a vegan diet. Is it good for muscle? Probably not as good as animal product. Every freaking bodybuilder now who I see who talk junk about a vegan diet, when they were in their, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger went on that freaking, that Netflix show, Game Changer, or whatever the heck it was called. He's talking all about vegan diets. Okay, Arnold, when you were in your prime, you weren't talking like that, homie. You weren't saying screw your freedom and freaking eat vegan. You were eating animals, homie, and going Manako on the iron. So, you know, it's easy to say after the fact, but it seems like a balanced diet consisting of animal products seems to be the best for gains. I mean, as I said, I don't really have the clear answer. So let's see here. I enjoy the spiritual side of you, GGH. What was the biggest change that God brought in your life that you thank Him every day for? I thank Him for a lot of stuff every day, but sobriety was the biggest change in my life, for sure. Being sober, not, having the obsession of heroin and crystal meth removed from me. I've been sober over 10 years. January 26th, I celebrated 10 years. In those 10 years, man, believe it or not, I haven't had a thought or feeling to drink or get high one time. There hasn't been one urge or temptation for me to go back. A lot of people say to me, "Oh, you're in recovery. I know how tough that must be, or I know how tough it is." And I say, it's not tough. It's the biggest gift I've ever received in my life. There's no struggle. Sobriety's not a struggle for me. It's a gift. And people don't really realize the power of God and how powerful God is, that sobriety is not I couldn't go 10 minutes without thinking about getting high. And now I've gone 10 years without thinking about getting high. So if that's not God, if you knew me then and you know me now, you almost wouldn't have a choice but to believe in God, because it's like, that's the power that I'm telling you about. So the biggest is sobriety, and everything else kind of came from that, the relationship with my family, and, the way, all the little changes I've made in sobriety, the way I speak, the being conscious, the bodybuilding lifestyle, everything like that. So, no halo, depends on the stimulus being played. This is very scientific. Okay. Is it better to bulk or cut or main gain? There's no better, man. It depends what your goals are. It all depends what your goals are. If you're trying to put on size and put on strength, and you're not so worried about being tight, then you want to up the food intake, and you're gonna compromise being tight, but you're gonna make some gains. Will you recommend, or can you stack your new product with Manako? Homie, you're gonna find out tomorrow at noon. Okay, here we go. So yeah, so to answer your question about the stim breaks, I know I'm going on and on here, because it's my freaking live, homie. I don't feel bad about it. You don't have to be here. Why should I feel bad for going on and on? Okay, is writing it down. That's my point. Write down your plans. Put it on the calendar in front of you in black and white. Solidify your plans by writing them down. Solidify your plan. Fat is vital for connective tissue integrity and assimilation. It's true. You're a little healthier if you're not as tight. It's not too sustainable. Like right now, as lean as I am, I don't know what my body fat percentage is. I stay away from guessing, because I'm usually always under the assumption it's more than we think it is. Usually people are, I'm 4% body fat. Homie, you ain't 4%. So I don't do those guesses, but having a little body fat is freaking healthier. Eating good animal fats, having some more body fat is healthier. It's better for your immune system. You feel better. It's better for your hormones, your sex drive, your drive. It is. You can't live in competition prep mode forever. It just wears on you, and you get run down. It's not a healthy thing, cutting all the time and being completely depleted. That's not a healthy thing. But we want to look good, man. We want to look good, homies. So yeah, are probiotics helpful for bloating? I don't know the answer to that, man. I really don't know much about that. Let's see here. Are probiotic, this is a simple, helpful for bloating. And I'm going to talk about bloating real quick. Probiotics can be helpful for bloating in some individuals. Bloating often results from imbalances in gut bacteria, and probiotics can help restore healthier balance, potentially reducing bloating. All right, there you go. So yeah, so it can be helpful. Look, man, bloating is something for me, like I'm not gonna supplement for. When I'm bloated, it's usually because I've had a cheat meal and I have sodium bloat, and it's from water retention. You know, it's not, when we have cheat meals, a lot of people think you gained a bunch of fat and you've gotten fat. You might have, but for me, maybe, yeah, a certain amount of intake, you're going to gain some weight with fat or whatever, but really, it's mostly water you're holding. That's why you feel such garbage after 5 days eating like junk on vacation. You're bloated. You got so much sodium you're not used to. And when you eat clean like I do, I mean, spot on clean all the time, your body's very sensitive. Most people just live in that state of just feeling like junk, you know, and they think that's normal how they feel. So they don't think they're feeling like junk, but they don't really know how good I feel all the time. So I have a way higher standard. So when I'm freaking eating, when I'm eating a cheat meal, I get sodium bloat. So I'm not going to supplement or take things for that bloat. I'm going to do a few things. I'm going to get back to my routine. That's the best thing you could do, because your body has an amazing way to take care of itself. A lot of people think, you know, I heard people, oh, detox supplements, this and that. Stop putting junk in your body. Your body has all the mechanisms to detox itself. Trust me. You don't need some gimmick supplements to detox you, or diuretics or any of that. And sometimes those can have adverse effects because you put a bunch of diuretics in and your body senses it, and it can go in defense mode and say, wait a second, something's making me eliminate all this water. Now I better hold on to water. And you can actually have an adverse effect. So I stay away from all the nonsense. Getting back on clean eating regimen, getting proper rest gives you a great way to get rid of the bloat, getting rid of bloating. You wake up, you'll pee through the night. Proper sleep gets rid of the bloat. Morning fasted cardio is a great way to get rid of bloat. Drinking a lot of water, you think it bloats you, but it actually helps flush out the excess sodium. As I said, cardio, sweating, and sauna is a great way to get rid of bloat. So just natural things you could do to get back on your regimen and get your body moving again, and just treating it right. And your body will naturally get rid of the bloat. Bloating is just a response to whatever you're doing. So you don't need to add more supplements or drugs or things on top of it to make it work right. All you got to do is treat it right and do a good clean living with a good regimen, and it's going to take care of all of that stuff for you, man. I promise. Facts. The more when I was young, I used to eat junk, cheap snacks, and now I can't even take one bite because my stomach says, exactly. When you're so sensitive to it, and you're so used to living at such a high standard, it's, you know, you're on, people think that they're not affected by, you know, all that stuff, sodium bloat, all that stuff, because they're just so used to living feeling like junk all the time. You, your bro TJ from FDM, hi Stims and David, need to do a live super chat. That would be fire. I haven't talked to FDN. I've talked to the rest of the guys lately. God bless FDN. Yeah, I haven't talked to him in a bit. Not really sure what's up with him. His website, Sub Central, has my Manako pre. I never heard a word from him about it, dude. He didn't say anything to me. I don't know what's up with him, man. I hope he's doing okay. And so God bless him, man. Haven't heard from him. Maybe I'll reach out to him. How can I get closer to the Lord? So that's the short answer to that, and I'm not going to get too in depth with that. It's a decision you make that you want to do it. That's a decision that you make that you want to do that. If you want to get close to God, then you make that decision. You say, this is something that I find important to me, and I want to build a relationship with God. I suggest that it's like act as if. You go through the motions of what you do in order to do that until it clicks and you feel the closeness. Meaning, you pray, you meditate. They're called meditation a practice and prayer because it's something you perfect. It's something you work on. It's not something that's perfect. To perfect something literally means it's not perfect. It means you're striving for it to be perfect, to perfect. So it's always something you're continuing to work on. And I mean, if you're using the term the Lord, to me that means you already believe in it. So you're already ahead of the game for doing that. I mean, if you're saying, how can I get closer to God? When I read that, I'm thinking, well, he already believes in God. He's not saying, how can I believe in God? He's saying, how can I get closer? So you're already acknowledging you believe in God. So it's a decision. I'm going to make this a part of my life. I'm going to freaking talk about God. I'm going to, maybe you want to study some kind of spiritual practice or religious practice. You're going to pray when you wake up. Pray for other people. Think about how you can help other people. The more that I get closer, like me staying sober, helping other people stay sober helps me stay sober. Helping other people get ripped and motivated to build muscle helps me build muscle. You see that in turn, helping other people get closer to God, talking about God with people, that brings me closer to God because I'm incorporating it in my life more. It's more a part of my life. So it's a decision you make, and a relationship with God is like any other relationship. You start at one point and you grow. You build on it. Your relationship with God now is going to be different than it is now in 1 year. It's going to evolve. It's going to change. Your idea of what God is might be different. The closeness you feel, the things that, whatever it is, it's like any relationship. Your relationship with your wife, it's no different. You're going to evolve it. It's going to change. It's going to bring, you're going to be molded. And so it starts with a decision, and you go through the actions that you have to. And it should be something you're excited about, man. It's very exciting because the closer I get to God, man, the further I get from here, and the things in my life seem to take care of themselves. My physique is insane, by the way. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. God bless you. For real. Thank you. What is your full morning routine? That's a good question. So I wake up at 6 a.m. every morning, and pretty much even on the weekend. And I right away get out of bed, and I brush my teeth. I make my bed right away, and then I pray and I meditate right away. I go to God. First, before I even get out of bed, I thank God and I say, God, thank you for keeping me and my family safe overnight. Please direct my thinking. So right away, I'm going to God and I'm saying, get in my head, God, before I get in my head. Basically, I'm asking God to get in my head before I do. Right away. So the day starts off with Him directing my thinking, and brush my teeth, make my bed, and then I pray. I pray for others. I have my whole set of prayers. I made a video about it. And then I feel right to go into the day. And then I let the dogs out. I usually let the dogs out, and then I pray while they're outside. meditate, I could keep them out for a bit. And now I come out here actually in the morning and I pray and I meditate. And then I drink a big bottle of water. This bottle, drink to wake up. And I either take my fat burner or pre-workout with it. And I get down to business and start pumping iron. And then I record a supplement review. So that's 6 a.m. I wake up. And by now it's 8 a.m. that I'm done training and finished recording my supplement review pretty much, 8:15. And then I shower and go to work. That's my morning. Don't worry, friend. I'll bring the feds. I don't know who you're talking to. What, you're bringing the feds? Okay. How old were you when you got clean and started training? 27 years old. I got clean I got sober in 2014, and when I was detoxing, that's when I started training. Will the schmata protect me from the virus? You know that schmata ain't protecting you from no virus, homie. Take that schmata off your face, son. Take the mask off, man. The virus is on the loose. Okay, man. How to know when and if you need a stim break. When to listen to your body with training sort of convo. So I don't have to decide when I need a stim break because I write it on the calendar. So that's my first thing, I'll tell you. So I don't have to think about it, because if I don't write it on the calendar and I don't plan stim breaks, I have a noisy head that's going to do everything it can to tell me I don't need one. You know, I talked about this before. So writing it down, that way you don't have to think about it. However, if you're having adverse effects, this is what I'll say. And I've made videos about abusing stimulants and pre-workouts. And if you're doing this stuff, man, then you need to knock it off, and it's time for a break. When it starts making you tired, when stimulants make you tired, you know you're in trouble, homie. That's never happened to me, ever. And I've used more pre-workouts. I mean, practicing I've figured out how to use high stim pre's, daily drive. I could take a daily driver tomorrow and feel high and freaking amazing from it. And that's a result of having some simple rules that I follow and always relying on my rest and nutrition and spirituality and my training above pre-workouts. That's a direct result, and I feel stimulants great. So when they start having adverse effects, you're not feeling them, they're not doing the job anymore, you're up in the dose, you're taking more than the serving size says, dude, it's time to freaking back off. And it's time to reevaluate your priorities, because it's just not healthy, man. And we're in this for health and fitness. And I know we monkey around, we take DMHA, this and that, but it's supposed to be, in my opinion, something you earn, dude, by having all your ducks in a row first. And then if that's right, you got to remember the pre-workout is more for the head than the muscle. You know, Crack Barbarian is back. Is it as good as before? I don't have the answer to that, but I heard it's great. I've heard it's great. I just don't know. Can you bounce your chest muscles? No. Have you tried MAW? I don't know what that is. So for real though, what was I saying, homie? Oh, how do you know when you need a stim break? Man, having a freaking good relationship with your body should be able to tell you. You know, having a good Derek, you're saying some real freaking fruity stuff. Get bent. Get out of the live stream with that, homie. I don't want to talk like that. That's not up in here, homie. I mean, I know that you're freaking trying to troll or whatever, but that's some weirdo stuff. what I was gonna say, man, is it's all about the relationship you have with your body. You gotta listen to it. But I recommend, so you can avoid all that BS, man, just freaking write it down on the calendar and schedule your stim breaks. Schedule them. I'm not saying everyone should do like me, but just do like me. I know, for real. I don't have any other answer but to do it like me, man. So yeah, so let's see here. What kind of training do you perform? HIIT, high volume, something else? I've never, see, that's part of I've never really put a title on the kind of training that I do, because I don't really know, man. I stay away from the science of bodybuilding and all that, so I don't really know what it's considered. I guess a lot of people would say I do, Jonathan, what up, G? Dave, we ain't monkeying around here, dude. These guys are a bunch of trollers, man, but I love them, man. Except the baby oil dude. That was a little weird, homie. I still love you, but it's some weirdo stuff. Let's see here. So, I think it's high volume, because, like, when I do freaking Covenant Nutrition, love you too. Diddy or MJ? Who's MJ? Hold on, man. What was I going to say? When I do back, I do like 36 sets. When I do, chest, I do like 32 sets. Biceps and triceps, I do like 20 sets of each. So I definitely think it's higher volume, but I still try and push heavy weight for that. For me, it's heavy. For you, it might be a joke, the weight that I push, but for me, I still try and push it with little rest between shut up, homie. Okay. How long did it take you and Dark Labs to come up with Manako pre-workout? Was the whole process easier or harder than you thought? So that's a great question, man. The whole process of Manako pre-workout, so as far as the label went, it took me about 2 minutes. I texted the homie at Dark Lab, and I love your pre-workout test. Thank you so much. I texted the homie at Dark Labs, and I just told him we were gonna make these pre-workouts together, and he told me let's make a pre-workout and collab on something, and I was so honored, man, that he would work with me. And I just texted him exactly what I wanted the ingredients to be. And I told him 400 caffeine, 300 urea, 2 milligrams of alpha-yo. And I said, what else? 3.2 beta-alanine. And, and then I said 400 caffeine, because when Crack OG came out, I saw a lot of the comments, and a lot of people were hating on Crack OG because they're like, oh, he got rid of DMAA and he freaking, put in a lot of caffeine. And I'm not complaining about that, because, I just freaking am like, I'm not going to judge it before I take the product. But I thought to myself, a pre-workout with 300 milligrams of DMHA and only 400 caffeine, not only, but we don't really have that. We had Flame, whatever, but what's it called? And 2 alpha-yo. So it had I wanted the caffeine to be low enough at 400. I know it's not low, but it's low enough where I was comfortable taking it, without feeling guilty. When I take 550 caffeine, I have a guilty feeling. I'm like, man, it's so much caffeine. I don't want to build such a caffeine tolerance, So I thought of what ingredients would I want. I want 400 caffeine. I want 2 milligrams of alpha-yo. I want to put in a pre-workout what I would personally see and want to buy. His idea was to add the 10 grams of citrulline and the 4 grams of tyrosine, and I was like, let's do it. If it was like originally, I was just doing a stim blend. I was just like a stim blend. He added the tyrosine and the caffeine. I was just thinking like originally like a nice little versatile like stim blend that you could stack whatever pumps you want. So he's like, let's throw 10 grams of, I was like, 10 grams of pure citrulline. That'll be cool. Cause then I really like pump pills, cause then I could add some pump pills on it or whatever. Excuse me. And I'm gonna bring you in here to get some more water, homie. Gotta fill up on the water. So the process of coming up with the label took all of 3 minutes. And literally, dude, literally it took like 5 minutes. Hold on one second, man. Hold on one second, homies. Give me 1 sec. Okay, so yeah, so the label was super fast, and then we gave the next step of the process of making the pre-workout was giving the label design idea to the media company so they could design the tub so they could actually have the labels. And then we gave it to the manufacturer, the formula, and they sent me some samples that I tried, which I was not super impressed with. And I don't think they had any of the, I couldn't feel any alpha yo in there. I found out they were really more for flavor than anything. So the whole process took a while because the manufacturer was the reason that we got caught up, because they took a while to, they kept putting it off, and they were like, okay, it's gonna be another week, another week, another week. The whole thing took a few months to totally come together because the manufacturer took a while, whatever they were doing, monkeying around. But as far as the formula goes, with me and Dark Labs and the idea for the label design for the tub and the 2 flavors we use, dude, we freaking nailed that out quickly, man. And we have other pre-workout, we have other products that we're formulating together. Dark Labs put a whole GGH set. Which pre from Dark Labs can you take daily without? Crack Daily. You could take Crack Daily daily. That's why it's called Crack Daily. So, or Pimp is another one. So yeah, so me and Dark Labs, and we have other products that we're working on for you guys, and I'm really freaking excited about them. And we just seem to come up with the freaking formulas together really good, man. So you know, I freaking love working with Dark Labs. Advice for fellow clean and sober homies that are debating on trying high stim pre-workouts. So advice for fellow clean and sober homies that are debating on trying. So I guess, what advice are you looking for? Are you looking for advice on which product to try, or if you should try it, or how you should do it? Like what advice do you want specifically? I'd be glad to help. If you're looking for a recommendation on the product, or just tell me, and I'm here to be helpful. Okay, the next question. So yeah, so tomorrow I'm going to announce this something coming for you, man, and it's going to be great. So what do you think of Hyperpower or Escobar pre-workout? Is this any good? So I've never heard of Hyperpower. Escobar was by Swole AF, if it's the same one. And let's see here. This guy Ryan, whatever, blah, blah. I'm going to write hide user on channel. Okay, there we go. Just go away, homie. Okay. I mean, I didn't realize you could just do that, man. I forgot. You could just get rid of someone. So there we go. So the one from Swole AF was good. Swole AF just reformulated their products without DMHA. So they have one called Illicit AF. It's still called Illicit AF, but it's no longer Illicit AF. There's no Illicit AF ingredients in there. You need to have mods here. I mean, I'm just going to start, if people just want to talk like idiots, and I mean, I don't mind a troll. I'll always respond to a troll, but if you're just going to spam the feed and for no reason, what's your favorite bicep workout to get wider biceps? I guess hammer curls, or I mean, really, I like taking the Olympic bar, meaning, you know, the same bar you would bench press with, and starting with 10-pound plates and repping it out up to quarters. You know, I don't go too heavy. I'll put 25s on each side, plus the bar's 45, so whatever that is, 95 pounds, and I'll rep it out. But the weight doesn't matter. It's whatever weight is good for you that you could do, you know, 8 reps with, at least 8 to 15, somewhere in there. And I like the Olympic bar, and I like the hammer curls. But it's all about a variation of a lot of exercises. So yeah, so Illicit AF is no longer Illicit AF. That was the point of the story. And that company, but the funny part is, their freaking best pre-workout, in my opinion, was never an illicit one. It's their freaking Fire AF, their fat burning pre. It's 325 milligrams of caffeine, and it freaking smacks, homie. That thing is freaking legendary. One of the 14 pre-workouts that I have. Oh man, I'm trying to flush out before dinner. You know, I had a big lunch today with my girls' family for Father's Day. I went a little hard on the we had a little barbecue here, and I'm trying to flush it out, get tight again before dinner, man. I've never used fat grips, though, to answer your question. I started using Transparent Labs Bulk Pre after watching your video. Solid pre-workout, man. Bulk Pre is nice. Transparent Labs is nice. Bulk is a nice, healthy, daily. I love their products, man. I love their pump. I love their nitric oxide pills. I love their hydrate. I love their stim free. I wish they had some better fat burner options, and their pre-workout is good. I wish they had like a couple alternatives for some higher stim stuff that I could enjoy, because I really like the healthy approach, but you know, without the artificial coloring and sweeteners and all that, but it's good. Okay, so let's see. Are there any ingredients in supplements that you have to stay away from because of former addictions? So there are ingredients in supplements that I stay away from. Number one, CBD, I don't mess with anymore. when I first started the channel, some people sent me some CBD stuff, and I was just like, and I reviewed it, and then I kind of like sat there and had this ugly feeling in me and was like, you know, I don't really know what these companies are putting in here, like it's a little too close to the real thing for me. I'm not gonna mess with that anymore. The other thing I stay away from is like bulk stimulants. Used to send me like DMAA powder, and like I ran out to the freaking store and bought like a scale and like a little mini milligram scale, like a diamond scale, and I was weighing out DMAA and then throwing it in the pre. And I really was listening to my heart, man, and God just kind of talked to me and was like, hey, man, this is like your old ways, man. What are you doing? Weighing out these stimulants and adding them to pre's. And I had to grow from that, in sobriety. I've fallen short a lot in sobriety, and thank God I have, because those are all opportunities for growth, And so I don't do that kind of stuff anymore. So I stay away from those single ingredient, like DMAAs, DMHA, and all that. The other thing I stay away from that I don't try and use are when companies lie to you about what they put in the product. So like, for example, I never reviewed Smash AMF. When I heard about that, Wildfire. So Covenant, what is your question about Wildfire? Are you asking if I stay away from that, or what's your question about Wildfire? So like when companies lie to you about what you're ingesting, that feels too far away from where I'm supposed to be. Like from myself. Jesus is king. God bless you, Toad Man. God bless you. So yeah, it feels too far away. So for me to get a product and I know that they're lying to me about what's on the label, whether it's Excelsior or Smash AMF or those kind of product, they're straight up just lying to me. And the label says one thing, and I know there's some research chemical. That's too far from God, man. That I don't want to, I don't really have any business just ingesting things that they're straight up lying to me about what's in there. So I'm not a big fan of that. Name a car for an edit. I don't know what that means. I try and, like when I first started the channel, I reviewed Excelsior. Freaking hated it, dude. Hated it. Felt like doing bad drugs. It didn't even feel like doing good drugs. It felt like cringy, bad drugs. And I thought, I don't have any business taking this stuff. So I don't want to be lied to about what's in a product. So I stay away from those kind of products. Like with Juiced, I didn't even know I was being lied to. So like, had I known, when they sent me Juiced, I looked at the label and it said 2 amino. So I was like, all right, it's a DMHA pre-workout. So I took it and it was freaking nuts. It was crazy. Had I known beforehand, like if someone said to me like, yo, there's this because I was the first person I knew who used it. Well, my brother, I gave it to him to see his opinion on it. But had I known, I wouldn't have used Juice the first time. If someone was like, yo, dude, there's something in there that's not on label, I wouldn't have touched it. So I don't like being tricked, into something I'm taking. And I think that's dangerous. Are there any home gym machines you keep an eye on? Ideas to enhance your garage gym, things you want to change? There's not, there's not right now. I'm very happy with everything in my garage. And I have a thing now with PowerTech where they'll send me anything to review. they'll send me anything to review. And you know, so I kind of get whatever equipment I want from them, and I love them. And the other thing I'll say is there was only one machine I was really looking at. There was a hammer press. It was a combo machine, a back row, like one of those, and a chest press. On one side it was a chest press, on the other side, I think it takes up way too much room. Me and Stephanie might move one day and get a bigger garage. I would get a three car hitter, and she knows it would just be a bigger gym. And maybe I could get some more equipment then, because I would like to get some more of that Power Tech stuff. Alex here on the channel that's commenting was actually the reason I got the thing with Power Tech, because he said I should check if they have an affiliate program. And I was like, man, I don't even think I thought of that before he said that. I didn't. And I reached out to them, and the president of Power Tech called me, and he's like, I love your channel, man. You know, because I'd done reviews for them before, because I bought the equipment with my own money, which I'm fine with. I'm glad to buy equipment and support people. I'm glad to buy supplements with my own money and support people. I'm fine with that. And so he's like, I'll send you whatever if you want to review it. So he sent me like the bicep curl, the freaking sissy squat, the tricep whatever, push down. He you know, it's a great thing. So I thank Alex for that, man. And you got to be a freak. Thoughts on Novation's Force of Nature pre-workout? Never seen it, never heard of it. I'll look it up right now. Oh, it's 420, homies. 420, remember that? All right, here we go, Novations. Force of Nature pre-workout. Let's see right here. Oh, yeah, so this one I have seen. The homie Drug-Free Dansby reviewed it. I think from what I gather, it's from the same maker, not the same maker, the same manufacturer as Wildfire. I remember this one, and I think it's a similar thing. This manufacturer makes some stuff. I have some stuff coming in. Oh, I just remembered. I got some stuff coming in that I am very excited to review that a lot of people do not know about. Some very serious Stim Junkie products that are no joke that I have coming in that I'm going to be reviewing. Some possibly hidden gems depending on my experience, and we're going to find out. So this Force of Nature, I think it's a similar Wildfire feeling. I think the manufacturer makes it for somebody else, and I think it's similar to Wildfire with that same whatever ingredient DMAA clone they have. How do I feel about TRT treatment? Is this something as a fellow Christian I should stay away from? My thoughts on TRT is I believe TRT is the same as any other pharmaceutical. Whereas I don't like to make strong opinions about pharmaceuticals in the sense like blatant statements like all pharmaceuticals are bad. My opinion on pharmaceutical products are that they should always be a last resort. And so if you have low T and you have tried to bring it up naturally and you've had a conversation with God and whomever you trust in your life, and you're between you, God, and whatever other human lifeline you have, like for me it was my AA sponsor, and between you, your motives are right, you're doing it because you need TRT for your testosterone, and you're doing it because your ducks are in a row and you're lacking testosterone, it's a last resort, then between you and God, maybe that's okay. For me, it was okay. I got on it. When I got sober off heroin and crystal, I came home Dude, I walked around like a freaking zombie for a while. My doctor decided, I didn't even know I had low T. My doctor's the one who said, why don't we check your blood work? He's like, you actually have low testosterone. I was like, really? He's like, yeah. I was like, that makes sense. I tried for almost a year. My AA sponsor used to bring me supplements. I tried maca root powder. I tried every natural thing. I was training. I was meal prepping. I was eating clean. My test didn't budge for a year, dude. And finally, he was like, let's put you on the gel. And I was like doing my own research at this point, and I realized my family doctor did not know what he was talking about. The shots were the best. I was like, listen, if I'm going to go on something, please, just the shots. I don't want to monkey around with the gel. I heard it doesn't absorb right with a lot of people. I spent a lot of time praying, talking to my sponsor, who I trust with my life, and between me, my sponsor, and my doctor, I decided at that time that I listened to my heart that it was okay to go on TRT. I legitimately had low T, and my motives were good. Fast forward 8 years, I'm more conflicted now being on it than I was freaking 8 years ago. 8 years ago, I heard in my heart, man, you're freaking good, you're cleared, your sponsor's on board with it, God's telling you, I was listening to my heart saying it's okay. Now, 8 years later, the more I know about the pharmaceutical industry and the more conscious I am and aware, I'm thinking, man, is this really, should I really be on this? Like, could I have done it another way? Like, why didn't I figure out the core of the problem? Like, should I have done it differently? I second guess myself now, just to be 100% transparent with you guys, to be open with you. I do spend time. I don't spend time, but when it's brought up like it is right now, I do not spend time thinking about it. But now, like that is brought up, I do think, what is it right? Should I be on a pharmaceutical? Like, I spend a lot of my life talking against big pharma and pharmaceutical companies and freaking whether it's COVID shots, antidepressants, whatever it is. I'm conflicted about it, and I'm conflicted about being on TRT. It is I do feel conflicted about it, I guess would be the truth, to keep it real with you. And I don't know, that's where I stand right now. I feel like I'm happy I got on it. I feel like it served its purpose. I don't regret anything. I feel like I've probably now, 8 years later, have shut my natural body's process off, and it's kind of a mind thing. It would be tough to get off it. But for all transparency and stuff with my viewers, and I made this channel based on keeping it real with you guys, I do feel conflicted about it at times, and there is a inner struggle, like, wow, is being on pharmaceuticals the right thing for me? And I'm still to be determined, I guess. Right now I'm on it, and I don't have a reason to like just pull it out or get off it immediately or anything like that. I'm not in a rush to be like make a different decision, but to be honest with you guys, and I'll always be honest with you guys, I do have it is a conflict. So I think the answer is, if it's a last resort and you cleared it with God and your doctor, then yes. But if your motives to be on TRT are purely aesthetic or just for bodybuilding, no, I don't think it's godly. I don't think it's the right decision. I don't think it's a Christian thing or a Jewish thing or anything like that. I think it's more about self than it is about being healthy. And in that case, I advise against it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments here about that. Yes, I ended up taking juiced out of the rotation. It was just too much for me, dude. And every time I took it, I was worried if my heart rate was going to be too high. And I just didn't. There's so many pre's I have where I don't have to have it wasn't like a mood elevating thing anymore. It wasn't that great anymore. So I took it out. If you suggest maybe I should add to my home gym, currently have dip bars, parallel adjustment, 50 easy curl. I always suggest the PowerTech multi-press system. It does so many things. Check out the PowerTech multi-press bench. Thoughts on Venom? I use Venom. I reviewed Venom a while ago, and it was uneventful. It was bunk. It didn't have the goods in it. Maybe there was a little something in there extra or something, but it wasn't. I don't think it was. The batch I had was nothing special. I think I gave it a bad review. Do you have experience with Tangat Ali? No, I know they recommend it for boosting libido or testosterone. I don't know if it does a dang thing. It probably doesn't hurt. So let's see. God says to not trust your heart and that it is deceiving. God might say that to you, but I'll tell you, God is in my heart. So for me not to trust my heart is me not to trust God. To me, God is following my heart. My head here, I don't trust. This thing right here wants to destroy me. God is deep down within me. I find him deep down in my heart. God is in my heart. So to say not to trust your heart means not to trust God, I don't stand with you. I don't know, you might be able to quote some scripture or something that has nothing to do with what I'm saying, but I've been sober 10 years and I've never made a bad decision ever by following my heart and by rather listening to my noisy, crazy head. I've never, when I shut this off and I get down here to prayer and meditation, I've never been led wrong, homie. So I don't know your experience. I'm coming from experience. So appreciate how honest you are, brother. Hey, man, I love you too. And, I mean, well, you didn't say I love you, so no, I don't love you too. But I do love you, man. I'm just kidding. Respect to you too, is what you said. I legit have low T also. My first blood work showed 253. I'm sitting around 800, but feel my best around 1200. First blood work. So are you on? Dude, if you... I started before I was saved. I used to have some addiction problems myself. Jesus saved. Okay, so thank you for the sub. Dude, if you're not feeling good at 800, there's something else missing. First of all, thank you so much for the sub, and God bless you. I really appreciate you being part of our channel. And I just feel like if you don't feel good at 800, there's something else going on. I don't know what it would be. Only you know your regimen and everything like that. But that, I mean, to be always at 1200, it's a little excessive, man. My testosterone stays between probably 600 and 1,000, I'm guessing, because you got to think, I take the shot every Monday, and it peaks at 48 hours. When I get my levels checked usually on Monday, right before I take the shot, so I could see it at its lowest, and it generally gets to about 600 or something, even as low as 580 or 590. So I'm guessing when it peaks, I think it's up to like probably 1,000 or something. I feel just as good that Monday as I do throughout the rest of the week. It's very stable and consistent the way I feel. And so mine stays somewhere in there, I'm guessing. And I'm at 150 milligrams of Cypionate per week, once every Monday. I've never taken any, what's that stuff they give? HCG, is that what they prescribe? I've never taken that, never taken an estrogen thing or any, because I think 150 is low enough where you don't really have the side effect. The HCG, I guess, keeps your balls working or whatever, so you can be fertile. My family doctor, who didn't know much about tests, never suggested that, so I've never been on it. Thank you for being an open book. Hey, man, that's why my channel is, you know, I built it around that. So that's, you know, that's the point of the channel. I appreciate that, man. What is considered low testosterone? Below the normal lowest level or at the same level, the lowest? Yeah, so testosterone's a weird thing, and I can only tell you my opinion. I'm not an expert. I know a lot from just trial and error with my own journey. I'm going to tell you this. Like, for me, if anybody's under, like, if anybody's over 450, like, I generally wouldn't even tell them to consider thinking they have low testosterone because it fluctuates and stuff like that. I mean, people at 500 or whatever think they have low T. Dude, it's way more about how you feel and your life and than the number on paper. You know, I mean, it's way more important. You could have a 400, dude, or a 450, let's say, and feel freaking amazing, dude. Your training could be good. You get boners. Your sex, you know, you have a drive to you, whatever it is. And there's other people, like my man said here, who is an 800 and is not even feeling at his best. So the numbers only mean so much, man. We're not numbers. We're freaking, there's so many factors that go into us as hormonal beings than just the numbers on a blood test, you know. So I don't really have an answer for what's considered low and what's considered normal. It fluctuates, man. Blood work is it's a tricky thing, and I don't really trust the medical professionals to that extent where they just put you kind of on a range and they look at this range and say you're normal, and there's so many other factors, man. So, tell me about Venom. How is Symbiote? Symbiote's great, man. Absolutely trust your heart. Your heart is deceiving. It is in the Bible and the Torah. All right, man. Thank you. What is your opinion on the devil's lettuce? On weed? I used to smoke a lot of it, homie. I used to smoke like 10 blunts a day. My opinion on it is it's no good for me. It's not I can't do it. I've exhausted that option in my life. Hold on one second. On a societal level, give me 1 second. I got it. Hold on. Uh, 5:45. All right. So as far as weed goes, look, here's my opinion. It's between you and God on this one, but really, like, I don't really know anybody who's better because of weed. I mean, I don't think it's like some great thing for society. The more people smoking it, the more people doing it, I don't see it helping society. I don't see it being a great thing. Do I think it should be illegal or people should be arrested for it? No, I guess not. I don't think so. I don't think it's I don't really have a strong opinion about weed, dude. Like, it's something I used to freaking love and smoke all the time. I don't really want to judge anybody unfavorably, man. Like if somebody smokes weed and that's something they enjoy and they can do that and it's not a negative thing in their life, I guess it's between them and God, man. I really don't have a strong opinion for you on this. You know, I just think that it's most people who I know who are constantly smoking weed all the dang time have a lot of other problems. That's what I'll say. You know, it just seems like it doesn't make anyone really better at their jobs, right? Unless you're like can claim you're like an artist or something, I guess, you know. And like I also know people, like I have a friend who he smokes weed and he tells me he takes edibles before meditating and it helps him meditate. And my first thought about that, I'm like, well, yo, man, like I've had a very deep spiritual journey in sobriety. My whole sober existence has been based on my whole spiritual journey was in sobriety. I found all that stuff within myself that drugs bring out of people. People say, well, I take like psilocybin or I take freaking LSD or this or that or what's the other one? Ketamine they're doing now and all this. And I'm thinking, I would hate to miss the journey of finding that within myself. I had to search really deep to find that spirituality with no substances. So if I can do it, anybody can do it, you know. So I would hate to use some tool to take a shortcut that skips the work and just puts you in a deep meditation or, you know, that way, if that makes sense to you. It seems like it's, I don't want to say cheating, but like you're missing the journey. You're missing the journey of the deep, like spiritual seeking that through meditation and prayer and stuff, by using something that, you know, has you like a fast pass. So I don't know, man. Like I don't really want to judge people unfavorably or make statements like weed is bad or nobody should smoke weed or I just like, it's not for me, homie. You know, it's not for me, and I think for society as a whole, for our society, it's not helping it. So that's my. How similar is DMAA to meth? For me, not similar at all. I usually don't take DMAA and jerk off in a motel for for 5 days straight. And see and you know, listen to the police scanner and think they're talking about me and you know, I throw myself in the porn industry and stuff. I usually just take it and a few hours later I'm ready to eat and go to sleep, you know. So much different experience. I love the Power Tech stuff. I wanted their lever gym, the home gym, but it was sold out. Great stuff, man. Dopamine dude, what up, homie? God bless you too, man. Can I take Edge of Insanity every time I work out? You can, but I don't recommend it because number one, it's very strong. It's a Stim Junkie pre. It's a twice a week hitter for me. The GABA, aside from the stimulant, GABA is really easy to build a tolerance to, and the mix between the caffeine, the alpha yo, and the GABA is what makes it feel so good. It used to have phenibut in it back in the day, and they got rid of it for GABA, which is similar to phenibut in certain ways, actually. I mean, phenibut works on your GABA receptors or whatever. So, let's see. So I wouldn't take it that much. It's just such a great pre-workout. You know, when you love a pre-workout so much because of the high with it, the better it is, the less you should take it probably, because the more uneventful the pre-workout is, the more often you could take it. I would say, to be safe. DMA is probably similar because of the extra alert, euphoria, and wired feeling. Yeah, dude, crystal is like a whole different thing, but I mean, I know they're similar molecular structures or whatever. This guy keeps going on about the rework guy. He's what you call one of the people that I've met in my journey that turn you off from Christianity. And I love Christianity. I love what it represents. I love people who worship Jesus. But when people talk down to you from a spiritual perspective and judge you unfavorably and tell you like this is the way, and if it's not this way spiritually, it's bad. Those people, they don't have any self-realization that nobody's attracted to that. Like they have no self-realization. It's like people who like corner you in a conversation and just talk your ear off for an hour and just can't realize you want to get out of the conversation. That's what people are like who are come from any, and it's not just Christianity, like come from any spiritual high ground where you say, this is the way, this is my way, this is the way, and any other way is you're wrong. And that to me is not a very loving or inviting or warm perspective or healthy perspective. And you're not gonna convince anybody of that, you know. And Alan, what's up, man? You don't get your body used to the stim off the edge of insanity. Don't take it before sleep time. Yo, don't get your body, yeah. Recreate the Drake leak. Hunter, thank you, Hunter. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for the super chat, man. God bless you. Pre-workout is better than weed. If you do weed, you are depending on a worldly thing instead of God. I don't know if that's, you could say that about anything you do. That I don't know what that means. That really doesn't even make sense. I'm on 200, 180 a sip, 20 prop, 0.8 mil twice a week. Anacestazole 3 times. I don't know what those things are. Gonadaraline. See, I don't know what all those are. 40 milligram testro, 3 times level float. That's a lot of stuff. I don't know about. That's above my pay grade, man. I don't know what. Does some clinic give that to you? Clinics give people a ton of stuff. Thanks for the advice. Did you hear about the ex-addict bodybuilder who featured on Soft White Underbelly? He passed away the other day. First of all, I did hear about the bodybuilder who passed away. I did not know he was on Soft White Underbelly, so I'll have to look up that episode. That is quite a YouTube channel, though. What's a good beginner high stim pre? It depends. Are you looking for with or without DMHA? I could tell you right now if you tell me. Thank you, sir, to start working out. Hooked on Edge of Insanity. Also been loving Superhuman Pump. Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Congrats on your fitness journey for the last 6 months. The truth doesn't offend me or put me off. It's just not the truth. I mean, just because someone says it's the truth, you can have somebody say who's a man say I'm a woman, and they say that's the truth. That doesn't make it the truth. It doesn't offend me, homie. You know, I know the truth because I live in reality, and I have a relationship with God too. So what you hear from God might not be what I hear from God, man. So, you know, the truth, just because you say the truth, anyone can say the truth. That don't make it the truth. I'm not looking down. I'm telling you the truth. It's not my way. It's all right. You're a solid dude. God bless you always. give us good advice, closer to God. I appreciate that. Most people do weed to get rid of anxiety instead of relying on God to take it away. I don't even like making those statements. I mean, most people do weed to get high. I mean, everyone can pretend it's for some medical intervention or some reason. People like the effects it gives. You're the one making statements about why most people. What do you know about most people, homie? You don't even know about yourself, son. Take you to the garage and spank you. Good beginner with DMHA. Manako, homie. My pre-workout with Dark Labs literally had no negative side effects for me or the people that I've talked to who have used it. It's 400 caffeine, feels freaking great. It's awesome. Happy Father's Day. So a few more questions and then I'll get off, man. You guys this has been an hour and a half. How much money do you spend on subs in a month, and how much can you compensate by selling them again? How much money do I spend on subs in a month? I spend very, very, am I addicted to fentanyl, but I bench 315 and deadlift 545. I'm a good person. I'm guessing you're joking, because if I've been addicted to opiates, and I don't think you're going to support a lifestyle in the gym like that. But if you're not, yeah, man, you're a good person, homie. All right, man, this rework guy, I'm just hiding user from the channel. All right, he's gone, homie. Yeah, you're a good person, man, of course. It's our heads that are crazy, man. Our hearts are good. And I assume I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and say your heart was good. But when I was running around, I was addicted to heroin. I've came to find out, I didn't know this later on, my heart was good the whole time. It was my head that was screwed up, man. And I think you are a good person, man. I don't know you, but I think you are a good person. I'm gonna guess, because we're supposed to judge people favorably, and I have a feeling you're a good person. You're solid, homie. So I spend very little on supplements, really, nothing. But that's not true. I actually just spent $200 the other day. I was freaking hungry. This is a true story, dude. I was freaking hungry, and there's a friend of mine who was just on the channel, man, and my homie who makes my intros, man, I wanted him to get Manako, and I wanted to give him a little gift, and so I sent him my Manako, and then I went and bought another one. I spent my own money to buy my own pre-workout from NutriCartel, because I wanted to make sure I had both flavors. And so I have no problem spending money on supplements. And then I was hungry. The point of the story was I was looking at NutriCartel, and I was like, what else do I want to buy while I'm buying this? I ended up buying eight cases of bars, 12-pack, and a Vasomax too. I ended up spending over $200 just because I was browsing and I was hungry, and all those bars looked good. I was like, I'll try some bars, switch it up from the Papa Steve's and Transparent Labs. Why not? I'll just buy some, let the girls have some, let Stephanie have some. I was like just spending, and bought my Manako and a Vasomax. I was like, screw it. So, but normally I don't spend any money on supplements. Maybe I should find something to resell to Europe. You got to spend $60 for that free shipping. Yeah. And I use my own discount code, to get my 15% off and stuff. But I'm always happy to spend money on supplements. Like, you guys think, A lot of people think, oh, you're so lucky you don't spend money on supplements. Well, first of all, I got two things to say about that. Number one, I work my butt off on this channel to not spend money on supplements. I work freaking, I'm telling you, dude, I have a job, just so you know, that I work full time. I manage a heating and cooling company. Outside of that, this is way more than this is every bit of a full-time job. So I work, getting free supplements is nothing for the work that I put into this channel and reviewing supplements. You have no clue between talking to supplement companies, responding to every freaking YouTube comment, every Instagram comment, recording the content, freaking giving people personal recommendations and advice, working on with Dark Labs on my own supplements now, freaking editing, recording, uploading to YouTube. How much freaking work this is. It is insane, and it's constant, and it's nuts. So I work for those supplements. The second thing I'll say is I only started a YouTube channel just over 3.5 years ago. I've been training 10 years. So for years, I spent money out of my pocket on supplements. So I'm not scared to spend money on supplements. I believe that money's in the dang head. It's not in the heart. If you want something, buy it and support the companies you like. I stand by that. So to this day, if I see a supplement that I want to review, whether it's I spend money on Papa Steve bars still. They don't give me anything. They won't even give my viewers a discount code. I don't have a discount code for them. I spend full price. I buy them wholesale, so I get money knocked off like that. But I freaking spend my money on whatever I see that I like. I will spend money on. So don't. I'm telling you, man. Like, if there's a pre-workout and someone like I can't talk to the company, like Redcon 1. Let's say I wanted to review their Total War Black Ops. They're not sending that to me. I have no connection there or anything. I walked up to freaking GNC. I spent $50 or whatever, and I bought the Black Ops. I want it. It'll probably get good views. It's an investment in the channel. I could write it off at the end of the year to my accountant and freaking, whatever little tax write-off for the channel, whatever it is. But I'm not scared to spend money. So how much do I spend? Whenever I see something I want, I spend it. There's no set amount. What is your very top pre-workout to use? I don't have one, to be honest with you. I don't get around to using the pre-workouts that I want very much because I constantly have so many to review. I just got a few new in that I'm going to review. 2 from Black Market Labs, the brand new Deity, Apollo Nutrition, the F Word Mediocre, the new Panda Black Mamba, and then there's this There's this other one that I got that has supposed to have jugglins or whatever, and then so I only have 6 right now to review. Plus, I got some more coming in the mail. So I don't have a very top one that I use. I wish I did. With lifting and training a lot, do you get many strains, aches, and pains? If so, do you use a physiotherapist or chiropractor? So I don't get a lot of strains or aches, and I'm lucky, and I believe that is, and I don't do any stretching at all. I used to do hot yoga, Bikram yoga, and I stopped because of some politics they had during COVID I wasn't a fan of. So now I sauna, I rest a lot, I schedule rest weeks, and I go swimming, which I think helps, and I get proper rest, and I have a girlfriend who's a physical therapist. She works at the hospital as a physical therapist, and I attribute that to, so she'll work on me if I need something, and she'll help me out. Other than that, man, I'm really blessed. I think proper training, nutrition, rest, and everything has avoided injuries. Hey, man, that's the live stream. I freaking love you all. Please hit the like button. Hope I answered a lot of questions. I had a lot of trolls this time. Usually it's a lot more love. You guys have all been loving. I'm not saying that. Usually there's less trolls. I won't say there's a lot more love. I'll say usually there's less trolls that distracted me. But they don't throw us off our square. I mean, no, for real though. I love you all, man. Happy Father's Day. Hit the like button. God bless all of you, man, and leave a comment. Freaking love you all.